I still remember the look on his face. A quiet, hard-working man in his late 60s, sitting across from me in the hospital, eyes full of confusion and fear. Just the night before, he had gone to bed feeling fine. No chest pain. No warning signs. He did everything he thought was right. He ate fruit every evening because he believed, like most people do, that fruit is always healthy. Then he woke up unable to move his right arm, his speech slurred, his life suddenly divided into a before and an after. As a brain doctor, moments like that never leave you. And what shocked me most wasn't just the stroke itself. It was what we discovered when we carefully traced back his last 24 hours. One simple, innocent-looking fruit eaten at night played a role most people never imagine. A fruit that millions of seniors eat before bed, thinking they are protecting their heart and brain. When in certain situations, it may quietly increase stroke risk overnight. If you're watching this and you're over 55, or you care about someone who is, I want you to listen closely. Because this is not about fear. This is about awareness. It's about understanding how timing, blood sugar, blood pressure, and the brain all connect while you sleep. And it's about learning how one small habit, done night after night, can slowly push the brain into danger without a single symptom. Tonight, I'm going to share what I wish more of my patients knew earlier. I'll explain why this particular fruit can be risky at night, especially for seniors, and why doctors rarely talk about it in simple terms. I'll also tell you who is most at risk, who may not be affected at all, and how the brain behaves differently while you sleep compared to the daytime. And please stay with me until the end, because I will also show you how to enjoy fruit safely. Which fruits are gentler on the brain in the evening, and what to do instead if you've made this a nightly habit for years. This is not about giving up healthy foods. It's about eating them at the right time, in the right way for the brain you have today. Now, let me ask you something important. Have you ever gone to bed feeling completely normal, only to wake up with dizziness, a pounding headache, or a strange weakness that you couldn't explain? Many people brush those signs off as just bad sleep, but sometimes the brain is trying to warn you. As we age, the brain becomes more sensitive to overnight changes. Blood pressure naturally rises and falls while we sleep. Blood sugar behaves differently. The brain's blood vessels stiffen slightly with age, even in healthy people. That means what you eat in the evening can have a much bigger effect than it did when you were 30 or 40. Here's what worries me as a neurologist. Seniors are often told to eat more fruit for health, but no one explains that fruit sugar is still sugar. And when that sugar enters the bloodstream late at night, especially from certain fruits, it can trigger a chain reaction while you sleep. A reaction you never feel until it's too late. In my practice, I've seen patients who exercised, avoided junk food, took their medications, and still suffered a stroke that seemed to come out of nowhere. When we looked deeper, patterns appeared. Late-night snacking, sweet fruits before bed, blood pressure spikes in the early morning hours, thickened blood from dehydration overnight. All of these quietly meet in the brain between midnight and sunrise. If this sounds alarming, I understand. But knowledge is power. And once you understand how this works, you can dramatically reduce risk without turning your life upside down. Over the next parts of this video, I'll break everything down in plain language. No medical jargon, no scare tactics. Just clear explanations, real-life examples, and simple changes that protect your brain while you sleep. So take a breath, stay with me, and let's talk about what really happens in your brain overnight. And why one common fruit may not be as harmless as you think when the lights go out. Let's slow this down and talk calmly, because understanding this clearly can make all the difference. When people hear fruit, they think vitamins, fiber, nature's candy, something safe. And during the daytime, for most people, that's largely true. But the brain does not experience day and night the same way, especially after the age of 55. While you sleep, your body enters a very different mode. Your heart rate slows, your breathing changes. Your brain shifts into repair and memory mode. And most importantly, your blood pressure and blood sugar follow patterns that are very different from daytime. In healthy younger adults, these changes are smooth and well-regulated. In seniors, especially those with high blood pressure, prediabetes, diabetes, or silent artery disease, those nighttime changes can become unstable. Now here's where the problem begins. Certain fruits, especially those high in natural sugars and fast-digesting carbohydrates, can cause a delayed blood sugar spike when eaten at night. The fruit that concerns me most in my older patients is banana, especially ripe bananas eaten in the evening or right before bed. I know that may surprise you. Bananas are often recommended for potassium, for cramps, for heart health. But timing matters more than people realize. A ripe banana has a relatively high glycemic load. That means it can raise blood sugar more than expected, particularly when eaten alone and late at night. During sleep, the body becomes more insulin resistant. That's not a disease, it's a natural nighttime survival mechanism. But in seniors, this resistance can be stronger, so blood sugar stays elevated longer. Why does this matter for the brain? Elevated blood sugar overnight thickens the blood slightly, increases inflammation inside blood vessels, and can contribute to early morning blood pressure surges. Neurologists call the early morning hours a danger window for strokes. Many strokes occur between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m., right after waking. That's not a coincidence. I've had patients say, "Doctor, I don't eat dessert. I just eat fruit." But from the brain's point of view at night, sugar is sugar. It doesn't care if it came from a candy bar or a banana when insulin response is reduced. There's another layer that most people never hear about. Bananas are also relatively high in potassium. Potassium is essential, yes. But in some seniors, especially those on blood pressure medications or with kidney changes related to aging, potassium balance overnight can subtly affect heart rhythm and blood vessel tone. This doesn't cause a problem in everyone, but in vulnerable individuals, it can contribute to unstable blood pressure during sleep. Now let me bust an important myth. This is not about bananas being bad or toxic. They are not. This is about context. Age, timing, medical conditions, hydration status, and what else you ate that day all matter. A banana at noon after a walk is very different from a banana at 9:30 p.m. right before bed. I remember a woman in her early 70s who came to me after a small stroke. She did everything right by the book. She ate light dinners. She avoided salt. But every night she ate a banana to prevent leg cramps. Over time, her morning blood pressure readings kept creeping up, even though daytime numbers looked fine. When we adjusted that one habit, along with hydration and timing, her morning pressure stabilized. No new strokes. This is why blanket advice can be dangerous. Eat fruit. Eat bananas for potassium. These statements ignore how the aging brain and blood vessels actually behave at night. Another myth I want to gently correct is the idea that if you feel fine, nothing harmful is happening. The brain is very quiet when it's under stress. Blood vessels can narrow, thicken, and inflame silently. Blood can become stickier overnight without causing pain. You don't feel a warning tap on the shoulder. Often, the first sign is the stroke itself. If you're thinking, "I've eaten bananas at night for years and nothing happened," that may be true. Risk is not certainty, but risk accumulates quietly and it increases with age. What didn't hurt you at 50 can become risky at 70. In the next part, I'm going to help you shift from concern to control. I'll explain what you can do instead, how to eat fruit safely, which evening habits actually protect the brain, and how small changes can dramatically lower overnight stroke risk without taking joy out of your life. Now that we understand why certain fruits at night can quietly raise risk, let's focus on what you can do, practical, simple steps you can start tonight to protect your brain while you sleep. These aren't extreme diets or complicated routines. They're small, smart adjustments that make a big difference over time. First, timing is everything. If you love fruit, enjoy it during the day. Breakfast, mid-morning, or after lunch are ideal because your body's insulin response and blood pressure regulation are stronger then. Eating fruit in the evening is not automatically dangerous, but if you are over 55, have high blood pressure, diabetes, or any history of stroke, it's safer to limit high-sugar fruits at night. Second, choose your fruits wisely. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries are lower in sugar, high in antioxidants, and gentler on blood sugar. Apples and pears with the skin are also better options, and small portions of kiwi or citrus can even help digestion without spiking blood sugar dramatically. Bananas, grapes, and very ripe mangoes are best earlier in the day. Hydration plays a surprising but critical role. Overnight dehydration thickens blood, making it more likely to clot. Seniors are especially vulnerable because thirst perception diminishes with age. Try sipping water or a small glass of unsweetened herbal tea an hour or two before bed. Avoid very sugary drinks late at night. They can have the same effect as fruit sugar. Next, support healthy blood pressure while you sleep. Simple habits like limiting salt, walking gently after dinner, and relaxing with deep breathing or meditation can help maintain steady nighttime blood pressure. Avoid heavy meals or refined carbs close to bedtime, They contribute to early morning blood pressure, spikes, and insulin resistance. Exercise matters too. Light to moderate daily movement improves insulin sensitivity, keeps blood vessels flexible, and lowers stroke risk. This doesn't mean hours at the gym. Even 20 to 30 minutes of walking, stretching, or chair exercises is enough. Evening walks after dinner can be particularly effective at stabilizing blood sugar and improving circulation. Another important habit is monitoring. If you're over 55, checking your blood pressure regularly, even at home, can reveal patterns you don't notice otherwise. Some seniors only see high readings in the morning. Pairing that with occasional blood sugar checks, especially if you eat fruit late, can help you and your doctor make smarter choices before something serious happens. And let's address a common mistake. Thinking one small habit doesn't matter. Risk accumulates silently. The banana before bed, the glass of sweet juice, skipping hydration, they may feel minor individually. But together, over months and years, they quietly increase your vulnerability. Awareness and small corrections create a protective shield for your brain. Finally, don't feel guilty. This isn't about blame. It's about understanding your body as it changes with age, respecting the delicate balance of your brain and blood vessels, and making choices that fit your life. You can still enjoy fruit, sleep peacefully, and reduce your risk all at the same time. In the next section, I want to bring this full circle. I'll show you the emotional impact of these small changes, give hope for maintaining a healthy brain at any age, and leave you with clear, memorable guidance to carry forward. Now, let's pause for a moment and really picture the difference these small changes can make. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling clear-headed, your arms and legs strong, your speech intact, your heart calm, not racing with fear. Imagine the relief of knowing that a simple adjustment, like shifting when you eat certain fruits, can quietly protect your brain night after night. That sense of control, of safety, is priceless, especially as we age. I want you to remember something important. The brain is resilient even in our later years. It responds beautifully to care, to awareness, and to small but consistent choices. Avoiding a high-sugar fruit at night isn't about deprivation. It's about giving your brain the environment it needs to repair, to strengthen, and to keep you independent for as long as possible. You're not just changing a habit. You're building a shield around your life, quietly, overnight. Let's summarize what matters most. 1. Timing is crucial. Enjoy high-sugar fruits during the day, not right before bed. 2. Choose fruits that are lower in sugar and higher in antioxidants for evening snacking if you must. 3. Stay hydrated and support steady blood pressure through gentle movement and relaxation. 4. Monitor your body blood pressure, and blood sugar checks give you insights that nothing else can. And 5. Recognize that small, consistent changes create long-term protection for your brain. If you take anything away from this, let it be this. Your habits matter more than you realize, but the power to protect your brain is in your hands. Every small adjustment you make tonight can ripple into months and years of healthier, safer mornings. You can wake up confident, alert, and free from the fear that what you ate last night might betray you. Before we finish, I want to leave you with a gentle challenge. Start tomorrow with awareness. Maybe have your favorite banana at breakfast instead of bedtime. Take a short walk after lunch. Drink water in the evening. Notice how your body feels over the next few weeks. These small, mindful actions create momentum, and momentum leads to lasting change. Thank you for staying with me through this. Protecting your brain doesn't have to feel complicated or stressful. It's about understanding, caring, and making small, intelligent choices every day. If this video helped you feel more informed and empowered, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your awareness could help a friend or loved one avoid the same silent risk that surprises so many seniors every year. Your brain is precious, and the night doesn't have to be dangerous. With awareness and gentle habits, you can keep it safe. Keep caring, keep adjusting, and keep moving forward.